Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can already see on the screen. If you are going to do a bit of business, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is, of course, well, it's a bit of a pre-match prediction, but it's also a little bit of a roundup show because there's been goings-on in and around the Den this week. Before we get into Coventry at home on the 2nd, let's start out with a few contract extensions and one player returning to the club. So first up, the big man, Bart Bulkowski, has triggered something in his own contract that gives him another year at the Den. I checked it again this morning. It doesn't say when that original year was up and when this new one extends it to, but all we know is the big man's here to stay for another year and it can only be good news. Of course, in other contract news yesterday, it was announced that Tom Bradshaw and Ryan Leonard have both been offered contracts and they both accepted them. So they will both now stay at the club until the summer of 2022. Where do I stand on this? Because I was getting asked this question last night on social media. I'm happy with it. I've always backed Bradshaw. I've always said he'll score goals. I've been over it a million times, so I won't bore you with that one again. And Ryan Leonard has grown on me. He has grown on me. And I can suffer both them, not suffer him. I can suffer Leonard as a squad player. You know, at a minute, he's probably one of the best of what we got, which is why he's had another year given to him. He can score goals from range. He does try his best, which you can't knock him for that. Bradshaw, again, I'm happy with Bradshaw. I didn't think that the gaffer was going to offer him a new contract, but in a big turn of events, John Danny Bavardson and Bradshaw are now first choice. Matt Smith's third, and Troy Parrott can't get a look in. So, yeah, I'm pleased with that. I want to say something without it sounding too harsh. I'm just worried that that's the level we can expect of players, and Rowett's not going to get money that he wants. I'm hoping that in time he'll keep both of those as squad players and he'll have the money to improve. But I'm worried that, that's the level of a player we're going to be having going forward, which is fine. But if we've got any aspirations for pushing on, or at the minute trying to stay in the fucking division, we might need a little bit more. But both players have extended it, and again, myself personally, and I'm sure you as fans, 6 months ago, a lot of you would have been fuming about that. I wouldn't have been about Bradshaw, I would have been about Leonard, if I'm honest. But a little bit of change in fortune for both of them, and rightly so, in my opinion, they've both been given contract extensions. Of course, another player returning to the club this week is Danny McNamara. Now, he's been on loan at St Johnstone. This is a perfect example for me of how a player can really turn it around. And our young player, if you're not going to be around the first team, get him out on loan. I used to watch a lot of Danny McNamara in the 23s. At this point, he must have been very young because he's just turned 22 last week. I didn't really rate him. He looked like a boy amongst men. He's gone away to Newport on loan. He's gone away to St Johnstone on loan. He's very much impressed in the Scottish Premier League. And as a result now, he's built like a man. He plays like a man. He's been a very good player for him. From what I've seen, again, I don't want to jump on a bandwagon and say he's been unbelievable for St Johnstone. I haven't obviously seen a lot of St Johnstone, but Danny McNamara is back at the club and back in contention. And in the other direction has gone James Brown. Now, James Brown is 22, nearly 23. So they're sort of nearly 2 years below him, although at the minute they're both the same age. And it just shows, James Brown used to captain the 23s when I used to watch him a lot at Dartford. He looked very good. He looked strong going forward. He was vocal on the pitch. He was a leader. But, he got the new contract from Rowett, didn't he, when Rowett first turned up. Now he can't get anywhere near it. It seems like he's going to be on his way out the club. And he gets sent in the opposite direction. So, McNamara was here and Brown was here, and they've gone completely in different directions. Where does this leave James Brown's future at the club? I think when his new contract does run out, that will be it, and he'll probably go north to St Johnstone if he does a good job there. Danny McNamara, of course, this now involves Marlon Romeo. And I said something last week on the channel, Danny McNamara coming back proper right back. That wasn't a dig at all at Romeo. I never mentioned Romeo. Loads of silly comments. Straight away, someone accused me of being a racist, which is absolutely ridiculous. But some wallies out there and there. Anyway, Danny McNamara's come back to the club. I don't rate Marlon Romeo. That's no secret. However, what I will say for Marlon Romeo is this. Every time he's given competition, he rises to the challenge and he bats it away. I'm talking, of course, about Conor McLaughlin signed all them years ago now. I'm talking, of course, about Sean Cummins. I'm talking, of course, about others that have been and failed. There is another one. His name escapes me off the top of my head. Danny McNamara back in contention. And that will now push Romeo. If it pushes Romeo to the next level, and Romeo now keeps his place and starts playing a lot better than he has been, which in my opinion, he needs to, I'll get people going, see, you prick, you said Romeo was shit. This is exactly what Romeo needs, competition, serious competition as well. Someone who's actually going to come in and give him competition for his place. So 2 very much Millwall players. Danny McNamara, of course, a local lad from Sidcup. So good luck to him. I fully expect him to take Marlon Romeo's place if Marlon Romeo keeps competing to the level that he is at the minute. But again, it's going to be interesting to see. Good, exciting times at the club, competition for places. So there was a rumour, of course, last week, I'll finish with the strikers, that Troy Parrott was going to get recalled by Spurs. It now turns out Spurs have had no contact at all, if you believe what you read on Twitter, which sometimes I do if it's the right accounts. As we know, Troy Parrott is still amongst it. I think they should send Parrott back. I forgot to mention this in my post-match for the last game we played, which was ages ago. We drew 1-1 at the Den. I can't even remember who we played. But Troy Parrott come on as a substitute, started dropping deep. He was almost playing right back at one point. It's not worked out for Parrott. He's clearly talented. At the minute, the level that the Championship is, especially how physical it is, I don't think he's ready. And for that case, I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world for everyone concerned if Spurs took him back. The striker I want to see back, and apparently he is back in contention for Saturday's game against Coventry, although I don't think it's going to happen, is of course the big man Ken Zohore. Yeah, it's good for Zohore because obviously some games are being postponed, which has put us back a bit, which has given him a chance to get fit, which will give Conor Mahoney and Billy Mitchell, they're now going to miss less games throughout this season. So if they can all get back sooner rather than later, that'll be brilliant for us. Ken Zohore's the one for me, and if we can extend his loan, which is up on the 19th of January, I believe it'll be a good thing. Railway said he wants to bring in 3 players over the January transfer window. I believe one of those is Zohore, and he wants to extend Zohore's loan. So there is rumours he's back in training, he'll be back in contention for this Saturday's game against Coventry. However, I do think at the minute it's going to be a bridge too far, and he'll stick with Bradshaw and Bavarsson. Just on the subject, because I didn't put it on my notes, and before I forget to say it, it's no secret what I said before Christmas hit and the COVID hit, and we've had now no game for around, I don't know how long it is, feels like forever, but I said I felt time was up for Gary Rowett. He then went on to get 4 points from his next 2 games. I believe, honestly, that this break, okay, you don't want your players ill, you don't want your players injured. This has done Rowett a massive favour, a stay of execution almost, because if we had carried on the way he's going, we got a good win at Bristol City. The home form, again, I'll go back to this in a minute in a pre-match prediction. It's a massive fucking problem at home form. Now, we had to go to Bournemouth Boxing Day. Without a doubt, we would have got beat. Well, we can't say without a doubt, but in my humble opinion, we would have been absolutely turned over and torn a new one at Bournemouth. Then Watford at home is never an easy fixture. So, especially with our home form, that could have been pretty much it for Rowett. As a result, those games are now been pushed back, and his next 2 games are Coventry at home and Boreham Wood in the FA Cup. So 2 very much winnable games. And if he doesn't win on Saturday against a team that are struggling, for me, his time has to be up. So let's move on to Saturday's game against Coventry City at the Den. Of course, they are managed by ex-Manchester United and Norwich striker Mark Robbins. They're struggling at the minute. They sit in 17th place, 1 place and 2 points behind us, which means a win for them at the Den on Saturday will take them above us. They are struggling. They haven't won in their last 4 games, losing 3 of those, and they haven't scored in any of those games. So, as I said, if we don't beat Coventry on Saturday, we've got to ask serious questions about our future. Of course, the home form is our problem. We've won 1 game at home all season. I think it is, yeah. And we haven't, it's something like 3-20 at the Den under Rowett. So it definitely isn't good enough. I'm going to have to give you a pre-match prediction. And here we go. I am going to say, in the interest of staying positive, we're going to scrape it 1-0 with Mason Bennett to get our goal. It's not going to be pretty. As I said, we can't score. They clearly can't score. No goals in their last 4 games. 2 teams at the wrong end of the table, and we badly need a result. So that's your lot for this preview / Thursday Club show. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please be sure to check out the fans' score predictions for the other boys at Lions TV. Their score predictions have gone out at the same time as this video. And if you think you know what the score's going to be, do not be shy to put it in the comments below. All that's left for me to say is Happy New Year. Hope you have a good one as best you can. Drink plenty, eat loads, and don't get COVID like I think I have. And I will see you for a live stream on the 2nd of January. Coventry City, it's must win. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Happy New Year. Come on, you Lions.